And we're going to record this session, of course. Oh, look at all the hearts for
I know, I
Jan
love the love.
Lissandro.
Thank
Hi.
you.
So I think we'll get started. I'd like to welcome all the spoiled agents for joining us today. We have a mega session today, which means we have Canada and US travel advisors, a perfect match. Thank you all for joining us. But we wouldn't be here today without our friend Jan Lapointe, who's the director of North America for our friends at Haven Riviera Cancun. Welcome, Jan.
Thank you, Susan. Thank you very much.
And I know you
Uh,
brought a friend behind the scenes. We have our
I
friend.
did. I did. One of my favorite human beings on earth, Lisandro Coronado. He is based on property. He's the luckiest man there is. And he would be there. He does site inspections for you. He handles all of the leisure groups, all of the contracting. He's really super hands-on the operational side, but also face-to-face with the customer. So you'll see him a lot. I hope you all get to meet him in person one day.
Wow, that's amazing. And
Yeah.
I don't know about you guys all, but I'm ready to get feeling refreshed here today with the Haven Riviera Cancun Resort and Spa. So just a quick little housekeeping. If you have any questions, we ask that you direct them to the Q&A box, not the chat. So what we're going to do is we're going to keep the chat for, as I call it, the oohs and the ahs. And I'll put some links in as well, Jan's contact information, and also, how you can actually find the Haven Riviera Cancun Resort and Spa on the Spoiled Agent Supplier page, where I know you're going to get all the information about HIP advisors and things like that from Jan today, but it's a good resource that you can go to check it out for sure. So Lisandro is going to help us with the Q&A as mentioned. Thank you so much for your help. Again, please, any questions there so we don't lose them. If they go in the chat, they're going to get moved up and we're not going to see them, and we don't want to hunt for your questions. So all right, Miss Jan, over to you. And thank you all for joining us over your lunch hour. We appreciate it.
Truly, truly. Thank you, Susan. That was a great introduction. And thanks, Lisandro, as well for joining. I really appreciate it. And I'm just going to start plowing through to kind of show you really what's been happening at Haven. And we've got some new things that are really fresh and exciting that we're really excited to share with you. So first of all, if you don't know Haven, it's really very much a sanctuary, we call it. It's very serene, very peaceful. It's got its moments where there's some activities in the pool and things going on, lovely evening entertainment and dancing and a nightclub. But as well, it's really, really serene. And because of its layout, it's even when it's in the high 80s or 90s in occupancy, you still find these peaceful areas that you can relax and just chill. I'm going to take you on a little bit of a walk through Haven. It's really a beautiful property. So to give you an idea on what the day is like at Haven. Great. I hope that gave you a little bit of the feel for Haven, and just to kind of give you a little bit of our background. Haven is first independent property owned by a group called HIP Hotels. HIP Hotels is a family-owned brand in Spain, primarily in Andalusia, the Balearic Islands, and the Canary Islands. And they have 29 hotels in total in Europe. We are the first property under the Haven Resorts and Spas brand. Haven Riviera Cancun is adults only. It's of course all inclusive, as one would want. Because it's adults, we have 435 junior suites. They're all suites. Majority are king bedded rooms, but last year we introduced some queen bedded suites. So the girlfriends traveling together or bachelor parties, that kind of thing, can each have their own bed in the suite. So it was really based on demand. We are not only part of the Preferred Hotel and Resorts LVX collection. We're part of American Express's hotel collection, which is a really great honor. They really set the standard when it comes to guest offerings, guest services, the manner of which the rooms are constructed. So they make sure that we're living up to those standards. So you've got that quality assurance. And one of our proudest achievements is that 2 years ago, we achieved our first EarthCheck recognition. And this past year, we were able to secure it in silver status. So we're still growing, still improving our property and ensuring that we remain responsible and sustainable for years to come, protecting the area, our employees, and the destination as a whole. One of the best features of Haven is the location. We're literally 20 minutes, from grabbing your bags and walking out to your checking into your suite. So the location, I think, is really supreme. Just above us, so you have some awareness, is Moon Palace. It's about a half-hour walk on the beach north to Moon Palace, and then a half-hour south, we would take you to Hilton Cancun. So it's really in a great location. You're about half an hour from Puerto Morelos. Playa del Carmen's about another half hour from there. So it's a really great location. You can still get into Cancun at night and do some of the nightlife there, or do some shopping if you feel. So besides location, we do things like we heat our pools. All our pools are heated to 76 Fahrenheit, 24 Celsius in the winter, which I think is really lovely. And that includes the swim outs. We leave the swim outs are actually open 24 hours, but we've just made the main pool open until midnight, which I think is really nice. People don't have to get out of the pool. The swim up bars might close around 6:30, but the main pool is open until midnight. We tried leaving all the pools open 24 hours. Got a little noisy sometimes at night, and it really wasn't necessarily as safe for the guests. So we've decided just to keep one pool open till midnight. We're going to just keep our eye on it. It's easier. We are an all suites resort, which I think is really lovely. The rooms are spacious, really super comfortable. I'll give you a tour of those. We have 3 different pools throughout with 3 swim up bars. We've got a beautiful Serenity Club section, which has got some exclusive services and amenities I'll get into for you. We only do 1 wedding a day, which I think is really lovely. We make the bride feel very special. And we have things like a romance suite. Someone is coming down for their honeymoon, or they are just celebrating an anniversary, or just rekindling a romance. The romance suites really offer something special. We do include free green fees. The El Tinto Country Club is just across the road from us, so it's only maybe 15 minutes, 10 minutes, I would say, on average. But we include green fees for all guests, and if they're in Serenity Club, they get an extra bonus. They get a golf cart. We have wonderful food and beverage outlets throughout the property, really great focus on the gastronomy on property. We have a magnificent spa that's just in the process of expanding. I'm going to get into that in a bit too. And I think the best thing for the travel industry is we have no timeshare or vacation club, which is one of my absolute favorite features. And we have no intention to adding one. I think it's a really wonderful element. We'll make sure your clients come back to you to come back to us. So ways that you can really elevate your stay at Haven would be the Serenity Club. You get a private check-in, you have a private lounge. We have a brand new Serenity Club check-in area and experience. It really is spacious and lovely, great place to hang out during the day. You're assigned a personal concierge. They will take you to the room, show you everything that's going on there, arrange for your dinner reservations if you want, book spa appointments. If you need water for your CPAP machine, they'll bring it in. And they do some really wonderful extra little treats and tricks. You can pretty much ask them for anything and they'll do their best to accommodate. We have a total of 7 gourmet restaurants, 6 of which are a la carte, and one of which is we call a marketplace. It is a buffet. It's open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but a really special show cooking goes on there. We have 8 bars throughout the property, and as I mentioned, those 3 swim up bars, one in each of the main pools. We've got great mixologists on property too. We serve not only to the pools, of course, and to the beach, but we'll even serve to the swim out suites, which I think is really nice. Guests don't have to get out of their own personal pool in order to get a cocktail during the day. We have a really great Starbucks-like mochaccino, which has the most amazing snacks during the day to grab coffees or sandwiches or just a sweet and gelato, which you have to try. We have this massive spa, as I mentioned, which you would come to expect, really great services throughout. And then there's a lot of extra things that you would expect, with shops and artisan gifts, that sort of thing. But really getting the green fees, trying to some of the new experiences that we're offering, like a Temescal experience, a chef's table, or we have some really wonderful food and wine or food and tequila pairings I'm going to tell you about in a little bit. We even offer free calls back to the US and Canada, which I think is really nice on property. But let's take a little walk through the resort. This is just a recently taken photo by one of our team members on property. So it's a live, unretouched photo. It's absolutely stunning around the property throughout. We really have some wonderful areas. But just the sense of arrival, that Haven sign that you saw in one of my first slides is the right outside the entrance to the property. You come into the porte cochere and you have this your just breathtaking view of the ocean beyond. As I mentioned, really a spacious, beautifully designed Mexican contemporary style that they've left no detail unattended to. They really have a wonderful sense of architecture, and the product itself is really stupendous. This is a great aerial view, and these files are actually available for you at the Haven Resorts Academy. So it gives you a really great location. All the Roman numerals are our suites, and all the little dots are where either restaurants or bars or the gym or anything is located. So I think they really help you get a sense of how far it is to get to the sort of center, the core of the property where the majority of the restaurants are. All the blue buildings are Serenity Club, and that tan brown is a non-Serenity. So you can see we have a lot of Serenity Club suites, but even the non-Serenity suites have the most magnificent views. Everything faces the water. Nothing is a mangrove view behind us, and there is nothing behind us. It's a wonderful open agricultural area. So I think this map could really help you place someone who may have mobility challenges. Maybe they want to be in building 6 if they're not in Serenity Club, or building 7 if they are. That will just help them get easy access to and from all the areas. Okay, the pools are really magnificent. This is the main pool. It has a swim up bar. We have afternoon DJs. We've got activities that go on here, like paddleboard yoga and spinning in the pool. All the activities that take place in the pool happen here. So it's a really fun place to hang out. Lots of bally beds throughout, and you don't have to play the deck chair game, getting up at 6 a.m. and blocking it. We're really good about either monitoring the seats to see if they're empty, making sure that they're refreshed with towels. If somebody has left and they've been gone for 3 hours, they will make them available again. This pool is called the Havens Pool. It's a round zero entry oasis. It's really magnificent. In the center on the right side, you'll see a raised area, which is actually a restaurant called Vistas. I'm going to tell you about in a bit. But there is a swim up bar below. You can pull your deck chairs right into the pool just to chill. Really great area. And again, if somebody is in perhaps a wheelchair, maybe this is the area they want to be in. This is the pool that I think gives the best access in and out of the water. And then in Serenity Club, we have an exclusive pool. It really is, there's actually 2 pools here. One that's facing the swim up bar that's infinity, it's an infinity pool looking out to the ocean. And then there's another more shallow pool, which is one of those that's, again, great, pulling up your deck chair into the pool, just chilling there. Your concierge will reserve a deck chair for you if you like. They'll come by and they clean your sunglasses. I mean, they're incredible service oriented around the pools. All of our pool concierges are really amazing. Now let's get into some of the suites themselves. This is one of our Serenity Club oceanfront suites. They really are stunning. And we have this map also available to you that will give you the layout of what type of room category is in each building. And we're connected to all of the major partners, so they get last room availability. And we also give them inventory that's based on either queen or double or king. So you're guaranteed to get that room category. So you'll see here all of these Roman numeral numbered buildings. You can see what type of suites are in each building, all the way through building 8. And if you do need to request something, like the guests want to be near to the most privacy, I suggest building 1 or building 8, because those are on the extremities and you don't get as much maybe traffic. One thing to note though is all of our like the cleaning services or room service deliveries, they go underground until they get to the building. So you don't have to hear that noise throughout the property. It's really special that way. Okay, the suites themselves. This suite that you're looking at now is actually one of the leading categories. It's a junior suite, partial ocean view or ocean view. We even have some that are on the second floor that are garden view. But all of our ground floor suites in every building are swim outs. So we've got about 118 of them, which I think is really special. They are the most high in demand. So in each suite, no matter what category, you'll either have the king, 2 queens, or 2 double beds. The balcony, of course, is furnished. It'll either go out to a balcony that has a whirlpool on it. It offers a lot of privacy, so you could use it at night, not be afraid of your neighbors, which I think is really special. Or you're in a swim out, which is a whole thing on its own. We have concierge services, I mentioned, throughout the property. There's somebody always in the lobby, but there's pool concierge. And if you're in Serenity Club, you've got one assigned to you. You just communicate via WhatsApp. 24-hour room service, of course, and we have a privacy box, so you don't have to answer the door. They can leave it in the box, breakfast or hangers or whatever you need. Of course, great mini bars, everything that you would expect in a suite as well, including espresso machines. We have great hair dryers in the rooms, ladies. You'll be happy to know. Great steamers as well for clothing, but if you want an ironing board, you can request it. The safety boxes are safety deposit boxes are big enough that you can actually put your laptop in and plug it in while you're out of the room, which I think is really lovely. And as I mentioned, the direct dial is open to the US and Canada, which I think is really special. So we have these available for you too, these maps. So all of the junior suites are at least 448 meters, so about 500, over 500 square feet. So super spacious. The bathrooms are really private. So you're traveling 2 girls together or 2 guys. You don't have to worry about, leaving the room so somebody has some privacy. The showers are you can close. There's a sliding door that you can open to see out into the room and out to the ocean, to the view, or you can close it and just get total privacy within the shower. But really spacious, well laid out, great closets throughout. Now, I mentioned earlier a romance suite. So this is like an add-on to a room category, and we have a number of them in every different category there is on property, where upon arrival, they get a sparkling bottle of wine and this beautiful chef's treat. It's like chocolate tipped strawberries or cake pops or things like that. They do a really lovely job. One evening, you'll get a romantic dinner in one of the restaurants that you can choose from, and they have a beautiful menu. And it's just very romantic in the restaurants. I recommend Tahani to do that in. You will come back to your suite and you'll have your jacuzzi will be filled with bubble bath and rose petals. Really, they do a lovely job with that. And then the next morning, you can pre-order breakfast in bed or have it on the balcony or just have it delivered to the security box so that you don't have to answer the door. So it really is a lovely touch-up. As long as you book a romance category, you'll get all of these amenities. It's like adding a honeymoon package to every suite. So we have, as I mentioned, them both in non-Serenity and in Serenity Club. It's one of the beautiful swim out suites. You can get either a swim out or, depending on the view you like, you can really specialize which category they want. A couple of years ago, we introduced a category called Pure Wellness, and that's a 7-step process of purifying the room. They make it completely hypoallergenic. They've got special pillows, and there's a dehumidifier in the room. So it's really good if anyone has either problems sleeping or they really suffer from allergens or things in the air. This really makes sure that they have the most fresh, cleanest from any microbes in the room anywhere. So I do recommend this, and we've got a number of room categories in which the Pure Wellness Suite exists. Now, let's talk about Serenity Club, which I think is really something guests really do see the value in this, and we're constantly adding extra value. That's one of the things. We have a new general manager who's only been with us for less than a month now, but he comes from the industry, brands that you know and love, and he is just putting his own little stamp on things. So he's adding so much value to the property now. We're very excited to have him on board. But Serenity Club is something that guests want more of. So we're going to add some additional features. It's really wonderful. Besides all the spacious suites, they get the best views from the Serenity Club, Serenity suites, as you saw in the map. They're all the oceanfront buildings. They get the private check-in lounge that I spoke about, and they have their own lounge area to chill, hang, watch TV, sports usually go on there. It's got its own self-serve bar, but there is a bartender in the room also. They has a book club in there. There's games. There's a lot of things for people to enjoy during the day, as well as snacks, of course, that change throughout the day. Once they're on property and they've checked in and they're taken to their suite, there's some beautiful welcome amenities and a personalized letter that we can include from you, if you like, in this suite. They can personalize or customize their own mini bar if they like. They're offered a choice of 3 different bottles of alcohol to have in their room as well. It's tequila, whiskey or bourbon, and vodka, I believe. So that's really nice, but I'm sure they can make other arrangements if there's something special that they'd like. They have wonderful aromatherapy choices that they can make when they're checking in Serenity Club. So every day when their maid service, which happens twice a day, takes place, they'll install some aromatherapy in the room, which I think is really lovely. And they get 2 exclusive restaurants that are just for Serenity Club guests. Vistas, which is that one that's overlooking the pool that I mentioned, that's open for breakfast and lunch. Do not miss it. It's a lovely outdoor restaurant. And then Tahani, which is in the Serenity Club area. It's in the new section that's Serenity Club only. And it serves breakfast and dinner. And I love Tahani. It's really, really very special. It's got evening entertainment as well. We offer discounts if they're in Serenity Club at the spa, or if they want to upgrade to a different category while they're on property, they can get a little bit of a reduction. Besides the early check-in and late checkout for Serenity Club, which we usually never have any issue with. They're very good at managing these things. But they also get, besides the green fees, the golf cart. And they get 1 cart every 3 days. So if they're there for a week, they would get 2 carts. If they're there for over 8 days or more, they would get 3 carts. So keep that in mind. It's a really great golf course. I highly recommend it. That you can rent clubs while you're there too, so they don't have to schlep them down. And I think the club rentals are only about $50, so it's pretty reasonable. Maybe 75, but I think they're 50. We offer also to Serenity Club guests access to the hydrotherapy. They get a 30-minute hydrotherapy. If they're offered an option to upgrade for an extra, I think $18, they can also get the steam and sauna rooms. Do it. It's well worth it. And then there's a private gym just for Serenity Club. So we actually have 2 gyms, and they're both open 24 hours, which I think is really a plus. I don't know why we have to close a gym. People come work out at 4 a.m. if they've waking up early, want to get it over with, or they can work out at midnight if they feel healthy enough. So the Serenity Club suites, as I mentioned, they really have the most magnificent views. It's like being on a cruise ship. You're looking straight out to the ocean. In a lot of the suites, there's a number of different configurations, but this is one of my favorite. Open up the drapes in the morning, and the doors to get that sea breeze. It's really spectacular. And again, these suites are over 450 square feet, so super spacious and accommodating. We have these all in be it both swim out suites as well as the ones with jacuzzi on the balcony. We also have just a very few, less than 5 master suites. Now, master suite is like a 1 bedroom, so you have a separate living area. I think there's probably only 4 on property, maybe 5. But you get a separate living area so you could entertain if you want to have, friends in for a cocktail before dinner or come in after dinner and have an evening cocktail, but really private facilities throughout, which is really nice. And we can also connect it to a 2 bedroom to make a common area for the living room. And there's a little mini bar in there, but 2 separate bedrooms that offer a lot of privacy along with their own WCs, their own washrooms are there also. So it's really nice if there's 2 couples traveling together, or perhaps a multi-generational family with all adults, and they just want to meet, have a place to hang out together during the afternoon. Sadly, we only have 1 presidential suite, but this is magnificent. This is bigger than most homes. This particular suite, there's a pool table in the room. There's a private gym in the room. It's a weight and pulley system. It's really fun. There's a chef's kitchen here. There's a wine cellar. It really is spectacular. There's 1.5 baths in here. You're looking at the bathroom now. It's massive. It's really spacious, a beautiful tub for 2. Walk-in closets, etc., and a shower. All of the showers are really remarkable throughout the property because you could probably fit 6 people in there. Not that I recommend it, but it's a beautiful, spacious shower. So this presidential suite is perfect for maybe the parents of the bride and groom. Perhaps it's the CEO of a company who's doing an incentive on property, and he wants to entertain one evening, bring them up into the living area of their presidential suite. We can send up a bartender to pour cocktails for an hour and do a little private cocktail party. You can order room service from any one of the restaurants, and they will serve it one evening in the suite. So really some nice features, super affordable. I mean, it's really impressive. It is in demand, so I do recommend booking this early. Okay, if you haven't had lunch yet, I apologize. This really always makes me salivate, but I'm going to take you on a little bit of the food and beverage experience at Haven. Great. So hopefully they give you a little bit of a feel for what the daytime entertainment and the nighttime parties that go on, plus the food and beverage experience. It really, really is special. I talked about Flavors Marketplace being our buffet, but again, it's got a show kitchen. So they'll cook to order, whether it be omelets or eggs or tacos at lunch or grilled fish or grilled steak. They will cook this in front of you. Lots of, it's not massive trays of food that you self-serve. It's really individual portions that you can just take off from the chillers and put on your just take them right back to your table. I mean, it's really a super place. I love breakfast and lunch in here. It really is one of my favorites. And then we have 3 other a la carte restaurants that are open to all guests. One being Agua Bendita, which is the Mexican steakhouse. Really exquisite. It's got a beautiful tequila tasting area in the back. It's got a wonderful open air. All of these restaurants have outdoor areas that you could sit into, overlooking the sunset side of the property. We have Satsu, which is a Pan-Asian restaurant, really Asian fusion. So it's got a sushi bar, it's got 2 teppanyaki tables, which need reservations, but lots of tables, very romantic, and booths. So it's really a special restaurant, great menu. We have Voramar. Voramar is a trattoria. It has an antipasta bar. It's got all your favorites. It's more casual. So whether it be grilled pizzas or your Italian favorites, you can find it all here. A wonderful wine menu here too, as well as a great sommelier in all of the restaurants to really help you select the right bottle of wine for your food if you don't want just house wine. So those are three of the restaurants that are open to anyone, as is Oleo's. Oleo's is really special. It's our signature restaurant. Very fine dining. This is the only restaurant where we ask men to wear long pants. All restaurants we ask men to wear closed-toed shoes. It's just one of those things, and it's hygienic health reasons. I don't know why it's not the same for women, but it is definitely a requirement. Oleo's is very, very special, as I mentioned. It's white club and white glove service. But we also have a wonderful chef's table in Oleo's. It's a Mediterranean cuisine, but our head chef, who's shown here, has crafted this really delicatable menu that it always evolves depending on what's fresh and what's in season. It's a 7-course food and wine pairing. It's about $135, so super reasonable, especially when it's food and wine, and it's really delectable. I do recommend that guests do this the next time. It's just something special. We need a minimum of 4 people, but if it's just one couple that's traveling and want to do it, we'll make sure we can match them for 4. Sorry, when you do some symbols now, it creates balloons. So I don't know how that happened. Anyway, we're really excited about the chef's table. We're going to try and introduce the chef's table in more restaurants too. Currently it's only at Oleo's, but it's really is something to take advantage of. The 2 restaurants that are exclusive to Serenity Club, one being Vistas, which is that over the pool restaurant that I mentioned, that's open for breakfast and lunch, and Tahani, which is open for breakfast and dinner. So Vistas has got a beautiful menu, whether it be fish tacos at lunch or a really wonderful prawn salad, tempura prawn salad, or soups, or paella, but also just some really delectable breakfasts. Tahani, also open for dinner, is a restaurant that has some evening entertainment. It really is more of a Middle Eastern cuisine. It's very international, but you can get things like curries and some beautiful lamb dishes. It really is a lovely evolving menu that throughout the resort. Now, all of the restaurants, they don't require reservations, but we introduced an app. It's really a web-based app, so it's not something they download from Google Store or Google Play or the App Store. They just get a link when they get on property. It'll show all the daily activities. They can reach the concierge. They can book spa appointments. They can see all the menus in all of the restaurants. And I do recommend that guests do make dinner reservations. There's no problem we can't make them until they get there because we need a room assigned. But you don't have to. So if they want to change their mind in the evening, they welcome to walk up. There's always some availability. So far as entertainment and cocktails, we've got all of the restaurants have their own little bar, but Moon's Cabaret is what you see in the top left-hand corner. You saw a lot in that video. It's really where all the entertainment happens at night. It opens around 9 o'clock. There's a private kind of bottle service area upstairs. It's really great mixologists here and throughout the property, but I love Moon's because it sort of evolves into like a whole nightclub after the shows are over. They've got great shows like burlesque, and they do really fun skits. There's sometimes illusionists or magicians that go on to play, but really great team of entertainment. It turns into a nightclub. So it's open till about 1 in the morning. It's a really fun place to hang, really hysterical things go on. It's really fun to watch. So do hang out in Moon's in the evening. On the top right, you'll see Limes, which is the Sunset Bar. It's opens about 6 o'clock. There's a sports bar inside where you've got lots of TVs. You can watch whatever games are going on. But outside, there's this beautiful area to sit outside, enjoy the breeze, watch the sunset. It really glows from here. Then in the bottom left-hand corner, you've got Mochaccino, which is our Starbucks, which is really special. Gelato, I'm just going to say that twice. Don't forget it. It's really fantastic. And then Doc's Bar in the bottom right is a outdoor bar that's over the main pool. But in the evening, it opens up. There's entertainment in the evening. It's a great place to just hang out before or after dinner. There's lots of dancing that goes on outside here. It's really fun. Doc's Bar is a wonderful place just to hang out throughout the evening and into the late hours. I talked earlier about some of the new experiences that we're offering. Um, some of them are like a tequila and chocolate tasting, or some Mexican wines and some exquisite tapas to go along with it. There's even a master gin class where they teach you about gin, what kind of combinations that to really make it special, and what type of gin to drink with what type of either fruit or citrus or tartness, something, depending on really what you want to craft, they'll teach you all about the gins. It's really a fun class as well. Now, some of these classes cost between $25 to like $125. And they can make them on property, but they're really fun experiences. And at $25, I want to learn all I can about great tequilas and the chocolates, which are made in-house. We've got a wonderful pastry chef. The spa. You have to take advantage of the spa. It is really a very special area. One of the things that we're doing, and I don't have a great picture of it yet, is we've just moved the gym, which was connected to the spa, to a new location. So it's beautiful. It's glass. It's very really well equipped, and open to there's a trainer that comes in during the day and he'll teach you, today's a leg day, we're going to do legs. So if you want to partake in those things, those are available and free. But the spa itself is going to expand into where the gym was. So this is really nice for, we need extra cabins. We've got high demand, and we want to make sure that we can really provide guests with the best spa experience that we can. But the hydrotherapy circuit throughout the property is something throughout the spa is not to miss. There's about 7 different steps that you'll be guided through in the hydrotherapy circuit. And they include some steam showers. You can do a whole 90-minute journey throughout the water area, the hydrotherapy circuit itself, which I think is really a lovely thing to do. Just take away all those stresses and pressures as well. Really soothing. Something you can take advantage of before you get a massage is what I would recommend. And then a temazcal. We added a temazcal last year, and if you don't know what that is, it's a Mexican. It's almost like a sweat lodge, but it's guided by a shaman. So this is an authentic Mayan shaman who is taking you through a journey. It's very refreshing. It's very healing. It is a combination of steam, water, and heat. So it really is something, if a couple's just starting out together and they just want to cleanse away anything that's lingering, this is really where you want to treat yourself to a temazcal experience. Those reservations can be made with the spa. There is a cost for the temazcal, but it's quite reasonable. It's not hard to do. We do have, this is the new gym, so it really is special. As I said, we offer daily routines in the gym with a trainer. It's got everything that you need, but there's lots of things that you can do on property if you don't want to just hang out in the gym. We have, as I mentioned, paddleboard yoga, which if you don't want to do it, you at least have to come watch because it's the funniest thing on earth. We've got ping pong tables throughout the property. We've got some great cooking classes that go on during the day, whether it be, how to make guacamole. I mean, there's a talent to it to get the authentic. We also have macrame classes, which I think are really fun, at least twice a week. People can come in and make their own macrame and then take it home with them. We have mixology classes, which I think are tremendous. You can get to learn how to make some special cocktails that they do on property, but the gym is really well equipped and you wouldn't find anything that you didn't need. So I talked earlier about our app. This was new this year. It's really, again, super easy to get around the property. The Wi-Fi is terrific throughout the property, so you can get access anywhere, communicate with whoever's on property, see maps to find out where things are. And just this past year, we introduced a new, it's a wristband, but it's a small little piece of coconut that's tied on. The color of the cord in which this tied on determines if you're in Serenity or non-Serenity for our team. But the coconut band is your room key. So it gives you access. You don't need a room key anymore. So it's really great. You can never leave it behind. It's really lovely. I think those are great attributes to add to a property as we get a little bit more high tech. And I think it's really nice that you don't need to bring anything with you when you're leaving your room. Now I'm falling into Lisandro's area, really where all the romance kicks in. It really is a very beautiful property for weddings, and just doing one wedding a day, I think, is really, really special. We have a team of, there's 4 people that are on the events team that can manage a wedding. There's a wedding coordinator assigned that will help them go through all of the pre-wedding issues or questions that they may have, help guide them through. We're friendly, of course, to LGBTQ weddings, whatever is needed. We're there. We can do shoddy weddings. We've got a great experienced team who can help guide them throughout their stay. Some of the packages that we have, they can come down and do a sneak peek of their wedding, and then part of that is credited towards their wedding, should they book their wedding within 30 days. There's some wonderful packages depending on how large the group is, whether it just be a vow renewal or an anniversary celebration. We do proposals all the time, which I think are really lovely, and you just reach out to the events team and they'd be happy to help. Honeymoon packages as well that you can add on. So there really is some lovely packages that are available that are very reasonable. The team on property can really help guide you throughout that. This year, we just opened up a brand new convention center. It's over the top. It really is a stunning property. It is over 20,000 square feet. The ballroom itself is over 14,000 square feet. It can accommodate up to 1,000 guests. It really is a state-of-the-art space. They thought of everything like not having chandeliers in the room so that people can do whatever they want, as the meeting planner can design something that is really unique to that event, and it doesn't block the views for anybody. There's no pillars. It's really a special area. There's lots of breakout rooms, lots of ways in which you can have large or small meetings. So really from 15 to 1,000 people, we can accommodate in a variety of different areas. There's both indoor and outdoor space too. So I don't expect you to be able to read this, but it's a really, as I said, lots of ways to configure depending on the size of it. Ballroom can break down into 3 different areas. So anything that you need to do in terms of a meeting or an event, or just need a boardroom for a few hours because the incentive group maybe wants to have a short meeting, it's available. So do keep us in mind for any types of events, because I think it really is special. It also offers a great backup area undercover for weddings. Although we've got over probably close to 20 different venues throughout the property where you could have a wedding. It's really special. So the convention center, as I said, is absolutely stunning, right next to building 7 and 8. Okay, here's the important part. What's in it for you? So we do have an academy. The Haven Resorts Academy is a really our education portal, but it's also a resource site. So once you take the course, you become a HIP advisor. The course is less than 30 minutes. I'd love you to go on there today. Just grab 20 minutes, you can probably get it done, and then you'll be certified as a HIP advisor. And by doing so, you're then added into our database. We only send out 1 email a month. It's just a newsletter, tell you what's new and going on at Haven. It gives you inside information on a number of things that are going on property. There's anything that's new, we'll talk about there, any specials that are coming out as well. So do head over to Haven Resorts Academy and take that course. Also there, you'll find a resource center, and the resource center gives you access to all of our collateral. And we have a new e-brochure, which is great for you to just send this directly to a customer who may be looking at Haven, because I think it really takes them on a journey through Haven. It is very visual. It's like turning a page every time. So do keep that in mind. You'll also find access, as I said, to those maps that we talked about earlier, what the benefits are of being a HIP advisor, the top 10 reasons to consider Haven for your client. And all the wedding packages are there also. So there's a lot of resources there that you'll find that give you easy access, that are easily easily sendable to your clients or using in social media. One other link that's in the Resource Center is to our media site. And the media site has got images, 360-degree tours, all of the PDFs that are consumer facing. You can see all of the venues where it'd be the Sunset Terrace, or what's the terrace like outside of Warramar for a wedding. So it takes you on 360-degree tour that you can show these venue locations to your guests. We also have room tours. So you can either see it in a dollhouse view, which you kind of see in that little bottom left-hand corner, or you can physically feel like you're in the room and spin around and see what's around, how large the room is, what the view is like from that room category. So it's really super helpful, I think, to share with your client. You can share this directly to social media also. And that link is also from the Haven Resorts Academy resource page. It's May, bravo, travel agent month. I'm so excited about May. We have a month-long promotion that's available for you. As a HIP advisor, once you take the course, you're eligible for HIP advisor getaway packages if you've given us 9 room nights. So with that, we've got some reduced rates to be booked in May for travel through the end of the year. So these are really great rates. These are 3 nights for less than $400 for a stay in a junior suite. We offer at least 3 different room categories for travel advisors, and you can always check to see if there's an upgrade available to anything else, like a swim out. Sadly, those are our most in demand. We're not able to offer them in the travel industry rates, but there are ways I can share with you. So these are really great special rates that are open to the end of the month. This flyer is located on the Resource Center as well, but keep that in mind. Hopefully you can come down and see us. If you can't wait to give us 9 room nights, then you're still, as a HIP advisor, eligible for our travel advisor rates. You want to check out the property before you send guests to us, by all means, do come down. We have rates from $155 a night. They're slightly reduced in May. If you book in May for later, it's a 2-night minimum on these. You can add on, of course, extra nights. With the HIP advisor, just going back a second, once you book those 3 nights, you can get extra nights using the travel advisor rates, just so you're aware. You can stay longer than 3 nights. So these are really great rates that are available. These are year-round rates. These are until December 23rd, and we're going to be introducing in probably July the 25 rates for you. Going to introduce the team one more time. I'm Jan Lapointe. I'm the director responsible for North America, both US and Canada. If I can be of any assistance to you, please just reach out. My email is here, and I'm happy to answer any questions or get you linked to the right people on property to make sure that they are getting your customers' attention and making sure that we can VIP your guests. So our team on property is really a great team. You can see Lisandro there front and center. Lisandro is responsible for weddings, groups, and events, and he does a lot of the contracting as well. There he is. Thank you. He looks just as good in the flesh as he does in his portrait. Along with him, he's got Miguel, who is also really does the hands-on, the operational, technical side. When the wedding bride and groom come to the property, he'll be hand-holding them throughout their stay. Maria Fernanda, who leads the events team, she is really exceptional. She, as I mentioned, is very trained in shoddy weddings. She has done every kind, and she's been with us for a number of years. They have a new assistant now, Maria Fernanda Tejada, who has joined, and she will take care of a lot of those little details, making sure that everything is exactly what the guest wants. And then Leslie Cruz is our new group's sales manager. She's responsible for the meeting and convention side. She would be the one who would be doing that contracting, who would be quoting you for that MICE group, doing anything that you need that is less leisure and more kind of corporate meeting type of event. So this team is on property and available for you. But there's some other important people you need to know. One is, and I give you these emails because these are the people who are really going to take care of each guest. I ask that you copy me if you do want to write to them directly, or send a note to me and I'll respond with the right people involved. Guest services and our Serenity Club managing team, they will help you with the guests would like perhaps um, you know, anything from they're celebrating an event while they're on property. And then if they wanted a specific room, in a building or a particular building, I would go to the reservations and have them, if guest wants to ideally stay in building 4, because it's very central, we can put that request in. It is, of course, subject to availability, but they do really well on managing these things, so I wouldn't be afraid. So all reservations, pre-booking spa treatments before they get there, especially if it was a small group coming together. They can pre-arrange that with the spa reception, and then guest services and the Serenity Club manager, of course, will help with all of those details, whether they need something special in the room or something acknowledged. So I hope that kind of gives you a new intro to Haven. And if you haven't come down, I highly recommend that you come visit us. It really is a stunning property. And again, thank you so very much for joining us for this lunch hour. I know you're super busy. I do recommend we get our advanced booking window is super far out. So please, we're not very good on the last minute because we don't always have the inventory you need, but far out. Now is the time to book for next winter. We've got amazing rates out right now. Our promotional rates today are between 40 and 45% off. November is one of our busiest months so far looking forward, but we've still got space in June and July, October and December. So now is the time to really make those reservations and get your clients thinking about the winter. But reach out if there's anything I can help you with. Please just let me know. I appreciate it.
Jan,
Thanks,
that was
Susan.
fantastic. And I love the new photos that your
Yeah,
colleagues took on location. Great.
yes,
Oh,
right. They're so good.
so
It's,
good. We
yeah,
do have a couple of questions, if that's
sure.
okay. I know Lizendra did a really good job answering them. Thank you so
Great.
much for that. So just a couple here.
Yeah.
Donna's asking, I have 5 rooms booked December 7th. Way to go, Donna. I'd like to
Yay.
set up a site inspection. How far in advance
Absolutely.
should I contact you to set that up?
Yes. So whenever you're coming down, like I would say, try and give us a couple of months because we're going to need to coordinate with the guest services team, who and when that time of day. We have to make sure that you can get onto the property through security so you can get up to the front entrance. And then we'll guide you. I would ask, you can ask anytime, but I would say at least try for a month. That would be very helpful. Would you say, Lisandro, a month would be good? In advance, maybe 2. Yeah,
Definitely. Definitely.
perfect.
It's more than enough time so for me to schedule appointments and everything. So it's a good timing.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you.
Excellent. And someone's just asking, do you guys have areas where the guests can smoke?
We do have some designated areas on property where guests can smoke. There's one at the far left-hand side of the property in this picture behind me, it's called the fire pit, appropriately so. There's some that are down there's a garden area, Save a garden area, and there's an area designated there for smoking. And I think there's another one over by the Serenity Club near the convention center.
Okay,
So
great.
Yes.
yeah, there's some
There is
areas
one near
throughout.
to each pool. There's
Right,
one
exactly.
area near to each pool and the motor lobby as well.
There you
Oh,
go. Thank you. Thank you.
that's great. Okay, and Constance is asking, as an advisor, can they go alone on their HIP advisor rates?
Absolutely. Absolutely. There is a single supplement, but I think it's pretty reasonable. I want to say it's $70. Um, yeah, I want to say it's $70 per night, but they're absolutely will 100%. It doesn't have to be 2 travel advisors traveling together. It's just that we give one travel advisor a room and they can bring, anybody else basically with them.
Okay, great.
Hmm.
I know someone had asked about evening entertainment.
Yeah.
Um, Is there anything happening? I know the answer, but just in case.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a number of things that happen in the evening. There's some live entertainment that can take place at docks, and they have everything from a saxophonist, a guitarist, and a singer. They really have some fun. There's a DJ some nights, so that's spinning outside. And then the nighttime entertainment at Moon starts at 9 o'clock. They do an intro. It's kind of fun and very engaging. And then they do a show, which could be, as I mentioned, a burlesque show. They do a great Michael Jackson show. I never get tired of it. And even one night is karaoke. So there's a lot of things to do throughout the evening. They do a small casino night as well. So there's a lot of things that go on during the evening, but we're not a party place. We don't. I know we do like a foam party for special occasions. That has happened, but that is not who we are. We are a more serene property. It's very, we want to make sure that everybody, it's because there's such a diverse range of ages throughout the property. We're not very narrow on what our audience is. That we do try and keep it very tranquil during the day, keep the activities in the main pool so it's busy there, but less, you can find those oases, those quiet spots throughout as well.
Great.
Yeah.
And I know it takes a very short amount of time to become a HIP advisor. So do you mind just going over, just someone's asking again how they can access the Academy? And I
You
also
bet.
know the
So
answer.
the Academy URL is Haven Resorts, which is plural, academy.com. From there, it takes you right into the education platform. There's a course that you can take there. There's a resource center where all of our collateral and things live. The course itself, once you just register, it should take, like I said, 20 to 30 minutes max to go through. Super easy. And then you're automatically a HIP advisor, and we start including you on all of our emails and e-blasts or anything that we happen to have new. So you'd be the first to know, basically. And as it evolves, because it's going to become, it's considered our loyalty program. We're only one property. Haven is only one property. So it's hard to have a really crazy big, for lack of a technical term, loyalty program, reward program, but
Yeah.
we're working on it. And the HIP advisors are going to be the first ones to know, and we're going to ask them for their opinions on things, but you really want to get in. We've been having meetings now where we're just defining some of the details to build it out. And I think by the end of the year, we're going to have something that's pretty exciting. So you need to be a HIP advisor to know about that.
And just to tack on to what Jan's saying, on Facebook and on Zoom, several times in, of course, the chat, I put the links for both the Canadian and the US agents to the Spoiled Agent Supplier page for Haven, which also brings you to all the academies and all the information that Jan's been talking about today, just in case you missed it for sure.
That's so true, Susan. I didn't mention how important Spoiled Agent is to us. You guys are great partners and a great resource for travel advisors who may have forgotten about Haven, but can always come back to Spoiled Agent to find those info. We keep all of the important travel advisor facing information on Spoiled Agent on our page. So thank you for that.
You guys are great partners. We love having you guys.
So good.
So Brenda's saying my Canadians like heated pools.
Ooh, so do I.
What months are they heated?
So it really starts around November, goes through to April. I mean, it could get super hot in the summer. And the pools, especially like the zero entry pool, that oval pool that you saw, it's relatively shallow. I mean, it's, I don't know, maybe 5.5 feet. I'm not quite sure how tall I've only floated. I've never actually stood in the center. But the sun heats it. But I think for the swim outs is where it's really important, where 76 can be cool for some people and hot for others. So it really depends on where you're coming from. If you're coming from Alberta and it's, February, it's going to feel like a bath.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
And if quite a few people were asking about, they want to share the videos and everything. And I know we're going to share the emails with you after, so Jan can reach out to you if that's okay, Jan.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. You can also find the links if you go to the Haven Resorts Academy to resources, and I say it's there because I don't think we keep these videos on Spoiled Agent, but maybe we should find a way. There is a link to the media site. On the media site, the videos are there, and you can you can directly from that site then link that link to your customer to send it or to share on your Facebook page or Instagram, whatever you do. Yeah,
Great.
but
And
reach out to me. I will send it.
Candace is just saying in the chat that the name of your resort makes her want to become a HIP advisor right away.
Great. Thank you, Susan. Give you honorary.
You guys have done a fabulous job. And Lizandra, I'm sure your fingers are super tired because you really did a great job. And you guys are both amazing ambassadors for your company. And we love working with you. And we love all the spoiled agents out there. And we know some of you had to go, but thank you so much. It has been recorded. No worries. And later on today, we're going to load it up onto the Haven Riviera Cancun Resort and Spa supplier page on spoiledagent.com. So check that out for sure. And all the other ones we've done with Jan and the team are all there as well. Okay.
Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful. Lizandra, thank you for joining us on the fly. You did a great job. You look great all the time. Jan, you as well. And thank you to everyone for joining us out there.
Thanks, everybody. Really nice to see you.
Bye,
Take care.
everyone. Bye-bye.
Ciao. Bye.